better? What if we could do something? But before we get there, I think there's an important question that I want an answer to.
Yeah.
And it starts with, why ID Life?
So my big thing, I've talked to a lot of you guys about this, is that my whole thing is balancing the scales. And so I believe one day we're going to be asked, did you take more from the universe or did you give more back? So this is my way that I can give back in an exponential form that I could never do by myself. You guys are helping me answer that question of, did we give more back? And so that's why I'm here. Thank you guys for helping me.
You know, one of the first things that we talked about was Cleanse Plus. And for everyone in the room, if you've heard me talk before, yes, I had to eat crow to create this product. I did eat crow. And because there was something on my whiteboard that said, we will do a cleanse over my cold, dead bodies. So guess what? We still haven't done a cleanse. We did Cleanse Plus. And that was lawyer speak, and I got away with it. We're good. But let's talk about the cleanse, because a cleanse isn't a detox, but a cleanse can be part of a detox. So let's talk about that.
Absolutely. So the big thing we want to make sure that we do is we knock out all the stagnant gunk that we've had for sometimes weeks, months, or even years that's in the gut. When you flush that stuff out, when we go to the second step and we start cleaning everything else, the chances that that nasty waste is going to get out of the body is much, much higher. What happens sometimes when we start cleaning the gut is that your gut absorbs stuff. So if you kick nasty stuff out of the liver, there's a chance it's going to get reabsorbed back into the body. So the Cleanse Plus is designed specifically to flush the bowel out so we can get all that nasty stuff out of the body without reabsorbing any of it.
And remember what the words were in the very beginning. We're going to change the way you experience ID Life. Guess what? You're going to experience Cleanse Plus. It is going to help things get out of there. And not only are we going to have it as part of the detox, because it is part of the new detox, it's also standalone. Because you know what?
Good.
You may just have a
Thank
bad
you.
weekend. It does a lot of different things, as you can see. But the main thing about it is it's not just a fiber drink. I want to make sure everyone understands it. It also has a lot of herbal protection in there. So let's talk about, kind of the different things, because, we're flushing the colon. We're also flushing the kidneys at the same time, but we also want to feed it the right nutrients to get ready.
Exactly. Now, the one thing I want to make sure is that you guys, it's not a laxative. It's actually just going to help the body move things more naturally. So it's not one of those things where you have to be like, I have to be 2 feet from a bathroom all the time. So we're good, but the thing is that as we feed the body can actually do the things it was designed to do. It can clean itself, it can heal itself, it can repair itself. And so these herbs are going to help the colon do that job all the way around.
Yeah, and we designed it for the first 5 days. So we've also simplified the process, which you'll see in a second. So, but hey, you may be in day 3 and be like, you know what? I feel like it's clean. I'm pretty sure it's clean. I don't need to say the sticks, because guess what? You can use them later. But the whole idea here is we're dealing with a lot of people that are dealing with a lot of stuff that is in them that we need to get out of them. Remember, we have 20% of the people in the room that are dealing with chronic constipation. This will help that get going. But remember one thing, drink your water. Okay, drink your water. The other thing is when you mix this up, because you can mix it in a water bottle, don't let it sit on the counter for 20 or 30 minutes while you're waiting to drink this thing. You mix it up and you drink it. Why? Because it has something called psyllium husk in it. Psyllium husk, when it is introduced to water, it will expand to 20 times its size. So guess what? It's like a little scrub bush in your colon, but if you let that thing set, it's going to be like drinking sludge. We don't want to do that, okay? So pour it, drink it. Here we go. Let's talk about microbiome defense, because this is probably the thing that took us the longest in R&D. We had something called black cumin seed that was taking care of yeast. Everyone remember black cumin seed? If you've been on the detox, it's an amazing product. We kept black cumin seed in this, but we added some other things.
Yeah.
And you've been using this now in your clinic for a while. But before I get to you telling me what's going on with your clinic, I want to make sure people understand. A lot of people that come to Dr. Chalmers don't come to him healthy. A lot of times when they show up to his office, it's because they've tried everything else. They are basically at wit's end. They've pretty much given up. And a friend of a friend said, hey, you should try this guy. He has some special things, and he might say some crazy things, but guess what? Just trust it. It's going to work. So let's talk about the microbiome.
So this is easily the greatest thing that I have ever been part of making. This is going to completely change the way the detox box works, my practice works, all of it. This thing really, really clears out a lot of the problems we're talking about, kills the parasites, kills the yeast, restores gut function and gut balance, and it clears out all of the gunk so the body can absorb everything at a much higher level. This thing is really, 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 really fun. It's going to really, really change it. This is the thing that's going to make this box seem like the first one was a placebo. If you guys like the results from the first one, this is going to make that look silly. It's really, really going to make a change in the whole industry.
And you know what's interesting about this is there's not another product like this out there anywhere. It doesn't exist. You can't find this anywhere else. You can try to find it, guess what? It doesn't exist out there. In fact, there's something else that we added to it, which, we added, olive oil to it. Half the formula is olive oil. Now, let's talk about why we did that, because in your practice, a lot of things that you kept dealing with was people that were dealing with, kind of the sticking points. So let's talk about the olive oil and what it does.
So the olive oil that we use is a carrier oil, but it also actually helps lubricate and function everything else that we've got going on. One of the things when people we talk to people, they'd be like, well, we have constipation issues, things like this. My first response was, how many oils, specifically omega-3 oils, are you guys taking in? And they'd be like, well, not very much. Well, one of the major things we need for actual normal bowel function is oils. And these oils help lubricate, but they also help curate function. And so we've got enough olive oil in here that is actually going to help lubricate and allow the function of everything else to come through. The other thing that it does is that sometimes when you mix product A and product B, you get synergistic effect. And the reason is because it changes the way it's absorbed. The body absorbs oils at a much higher rate than anything else, and so by emulsifying it in oils, it allows it to have an even stronger impact. So we're going to have better bowel functions, we're going to have a lot better impact, we're going to have a lot more functionality in the gut. This thing is really, really awesome.
So I'm looking at the list of the things that it does, and antimicrobial, yes, that I get it. Anti-yeast, we're getting rid of yeast. Remember, a lot of you that has sugar cravings, a lot of that is coming from the yeast in your gut. Yes, that's actually one of those things that actually craves sugar because it's the food. But that last one, the antiparasitic, and in case you're wondering, that's what those wonderful things look like. Let's talk about that. How often first, you saw the stat, 12 million people in the U.S. are dealing with this. That is an estimate, by the way. Dr. Chalmers, how often do you see this in your practice?
95% of the time.
Wow.
So, I see these things down at the bottom. Tell me what this is doing to people.
Well, okay, so when we have a parasitic infection in the body, first of all, they have to eat. Well, if anything that eats has to defecate, and that defecation is highly inflammatory to the gut and to the brain. So we have people who walk into rooms and forget why they went in there. They'll, lose track of a sentence in the middle of them speaking, and they just have this massive brain fog because of this stuff. This also creates constipation, loose stools. We can go back and forth, back and forth. So these bugs are really bad. They also kill all of your probiotics, and they steal all of your B vitamins. So just by getting rid of your parasites, all the stuff you guys are already taking gets a 10, 20-fold increase in function because you're getting it now, and the bugs aren't stealing it from you.
And my favorite part about the fact that we've added something to help support the body get rid of parasites is this. The people that are most affected by this are the people that are eating the healthiest. Let me let that set in for a second, because guess what? We want to go organic, we want to go no pesticides, so we're making the choice to do something healthy, but as a result, we end up with other issues, other problems. So I just want to make sure that sets in for a second, because some people will be like, I don't need a detox, I eat clean. Oh, really? But one of the other things is I want to make sure, because I know we have a lot of associates that kind of reach out to you, but I know you have patients that have sent you pictures.
I trust all of you. You're all great people. If you say you're passing parasites, great. I don't need pictures. And people are like, what is this? This came out of me. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. There's 100,000 parasites. But that's the thing. So if you guys start noticing that you're passing a lot of onions, and you haven't eaten onions in a while, those aren't onions.
Man.
Yeah. And
You just sold me on
like,
this.
how long has this been in my body? And I'm like, I don't know, 20 years? And like, how long have you felt kind of off? 20 years. Well, there you go. So a lot of these things, as you guys start noticing stuff come out of you, you're not dying, life isn't over, it's just getting better. You need these things out. Now here's the other side. If you take this and you're like, I didn't see anything come out of me, that's cool. The vast majority, like 80% of all parasites are microscopic. You're never going to see them to begin with. It is always fun when people call me and they're like, oh my gosh, this stuff's coming out of me. So, it is going to happen, but a lot of this stuff, you're going to kill these parasites, you're going to feel great. You're like, but I didn't see anything come out of me. That's cool. They were really, really small, so don't worry about that. But yeah, you cleared them out.
Yeah, right about now, all the ladies are like, what are you talking about? And all the guys are like, yeah, it's okay. All right, so we've also simplified the phases. Okay, I want to make sure everyone understands the phases because it's gotten really, really easy. Remember, innovation starts with simplicity, and we wanted to simplify the process. Days 1 through 5 is literally focused on kidney and bowel. That's what it is. Day 6 through 20 is we're going to detoxify the liver and keep working on the gut, repairing the gut like we talked about. We're going to introduce our new microbiome defense. And then in phase 3, we're going to restore and rebuild. We're going to add those great probiotics to the gut and get you ready to basically absorb all of the nutrients that you're getting in other places. Are you guys excited about the new Detox?
Yeah.
Well, you can get it starting today. Now, let me explain something to you because you remember we have a team back in Frisco, Texas, and a lot of them are kind of watching right now on live stream because they're waiting for me to say this because guess what? They're actually working right now.
Yeah.
They're working right now. Why? Because if you order your detox today, you're probably going to get your ship notification today. Because they want to make sure that you're getting it as soon as you order it. So guess what? That's available in the store right now, ready to go. Hope you guys are excited. Can't wait for the rest of the day.